morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're all well and ready for the week ahead. This is Noraa, which, if you haven't gathered, is backwards for Aaron. I am, in fact, part of the male species and not a female, for anyone who thought otherwise. I'm just creating this short video to show you the way that I complete my end of day markup and run through the process as to the easiest and cleanest way I found. We have touched on it in the Discord before, and I believe Rob went over it on one of his testing sessions. So this is just going to be how I have it set up and what I do. I won't be diving into anything technical. So without further ado, what is it? So at the end of each day, as the name end of day markups, we'll mark up the charts in hindsight to see what has happened and what opportunities were available to us that met your plan or edge, if there were any at all. It's essentially a daily case study. You mark up the things you see, dig into what has happened, and you can add as much or as little detail as you want. During the early stages of me doing this, I used to add a ton of annotations to just really embed what was happening like throughout the sessions and throughout the day on the higher time frames and lower time frames, to embed those things into my mind. But as I've progressed, I only annotate the things I find most relevant to me now, which is like anything that's truly stood out to me or anything new that I'm starting to notice within the markets. Why do we do this? Or why do I do this? And why do a lot of the team and some community members do this? So we can see what has happened in hindsight. The repetition, and it is repetition, and it training your brain at the end of each day to see the concepts which will only benefit you going forward. You identify things that you need to work on, as you will see certain aspects of your strategies or edge that you're missing within the live environment. It shows you the opportunities available over the week and months, which in turn will help with your psychology, showing you that there is more than enough trades each and every week, therefore allowing you to be patient and not FOMO. That's where I've gathered the most benefit during the early stages. It's the FOMO. You see that there's loads there, so you can be more patient. And obviously, the repetition obviously helps. And if you're doing this at the end of each day, what I found is it will act as a type of forecast for the coming days, because you'll see what has happened during that session and what has been happening over the previous X amount of days. And you'll also see the areas that have been left unmitigated when you're marking up your charts. So that's the overview of what it is, why we do it, why I do it. And I'm just going to hop on. So this is my Notion template down here. Rob shared a different one. It's slightly edited. They're both in the Discord, so you have access to them both. I do this. I have, so I've been doing it since first week of March, as you can see. So what I'll do at the beginning of each week, I'll click this template button. It will generate a new one. So this is now going to be my September week 4. And as the days go on, this will get updated. As you can see, I've got Aussie dollar and euro dollar. I mark up both at the end of each day, as I've started trading AUD as well as Euro USD. But in the early stages, it was just Euro USD every day. But I'm doing 2 now. And then when we hop onto the charts, what we do is I get a 4-hour screenshot of what's been happening. I put a 15-minute and 5 in here. I put a 1-minute screenshot of the London session with obviously the trades taken, if any, and the same for New York. And I'll also put how much R was there, so 10, let's say, and 25. And then up here, so this is for Aussie dollar, I'll whack it in there. And then whatever EU is as well. And then when you come to the end of the week, I'll total it all up, whack it in here. And then this also acts as my ASR as well. So within the markups, I'll have the trades that I've taken, but also all of the trades that were available. And then down here, any lessons learned throughout the week. So anything I've noticed that's new, anything within my routine that needs amending, it's just basically this is my ASR as well as my end of day markup. So anything that you want to include down here that you find relevant, it can just be technical based, it can be outside of trading that you found impacts your trading. So yeah. And then when we go to trading view, so the way I have trading view set up, I have a whole new chart layout. So I have those set up. So just focus on this one, end of day markup. And then I've got it set up into 4 screens. If you don't include the 5 minute, then you can probably do 3 screens just like this and just have 4 hour, 15 minute, 1 minute. But I like having the 5 minute as well, just for some refinement sometimes. And then all I have ticked over here is symbol and crosshair. That's important, as you'll see as we move on. So for the 4 hour, you just mark up what's been happening, what's happened, basically. Just a roadmap of what's most relevant to like the current weeks and days. So, and then 15 minute, you do the same, but just say if you was doing Friday, you just mark up what's relevant to Friday. So you could put this in here. Oh, God. Oh, actually, we can just jump in and I'll show you the next part. So on this one, I'm clicked on this screen. If you go down to here, which is your draw object tree, you can see it's just whatever's on there. And then if you go on the 15 minute one, so I've got it all indexed. So it matches the journal, the Notion template. So if we just unhide Fridays, so this is all I marked on for Friday's one for the 15 minute chart. And what I'll do is I'll mark it up because the drawing is tool. It doesn't copy over automatically. So I'll mark it up and then just highlight it, Control C, and then go onto the 5 minute and then paste it on here. And then when I'm on the 5 minute, I'll go in the 15 minute zones and do any refinements. And then anything else that I need to add on the 5 minute. And then once that's all done, I don't know if there was any refinements, but you can see I've got a different one here. No, there wasn't. So then once this is done, if there is extra stuff on here as well as 15 minute, you're gonna copy them both over because 15 minute was pasted on here. You add extra stuff and then you copy all of the stuff on this one and then paste it onto your 1 minute. And then again, you see I've got them all indexed. So this will just show the stuff that I've marked up on the 1 minute as well as the other ones. So it keeps it all nice and clean instead of having drawings over drawings over drawings. You can clearly see on the 15 minute, then the 5 minute, and then let me just remove this. And I'll unhide Fridays. And then it will just have the trades within each session. And then when I'm doing my screenshot, I'll zoom in, like these highlighted sections are the sessions of when I trade. So then when I'm doing London, I'll just zoom in here just so you can see this section and anything before that's relevant. And take a screenshot, put that in the London, and then the same for New York. But that's pretty much it with that. I'm not going to go into the technical part, but what you want to be doing is just marking up valid, like just all of the concepts basically, and identifying what has happened throughout the day, mark it on your charts. You can add annotations, you can describe it via annotations, and anything else you want to add to the charts basically that will help you when you're going back over and reviewing it. Like you'd save 15 minute supply. I believe this was a flip as well or something over here, so you could add in more details if necessary. And you can say like this was just a pullback corrective into this POI, waited the 15 minute chock, and then if you played continuations, target external range liquidity below this week low, and then that's pretty much it. And then at the end of each day, when you're marking up all of these opportunities, you're testing your edge essentially every day. So instead of doing back testing, this is essentially a back testing and case study and all in one. And to take it one step further, I know a couple of the lads, once they've marked up their 15-minute stuff, they'll just go to the beginning of the day like this, go to the 1M. So this is another way you can train it after you've marked it all up in hindsight. And then once it comes into your, let me just skip it ahead actually. So let's say you had this 15-minute POI marked on. You can bar replay it, so you're seeing the entry in quote unquote real time, and this can be your bar replay testing as well, just to see if you can see it like you'll see it happening as it's happening, rather than just seeing all of the data there. So that's another way you can use this process. But yeah, I think the main points to take away from this process video is like why we do it, what you're actually doing. And then I personally believe this is going to be the cleanest way to have it set up for yourself. So you're not cluttering up your main chart where you do your analysis and your actual trading. And you also have everything saved so you can refer back to it whenever you want. So then once you've, like, just to touch on it again, once you've marked up your 15-minute, copy it. It's important to have the drawing tool thing off so it's not copying automatically. And then you highlight the day, and then just in case you don't know how to do this part. So let's say you have drawing. So you got 3 highlighter things from Friday's PA. You highlight them all. You can do it in here by clicking the bottom one, holding Shift, clicking the top one, and then you can right click, create a group of drawings, or you can click this folder up here. And then however you want to index it like that. So I'll just September, let's pretend this is Monday, week 4, Monday 15M. Click enter, and then you can just lock the drawings and hide them. And then whenever you want to come back and refer to them, you'll see them there. You can do that. You'll see them. And so you'll also have the screenshots, but you'll also have it all saved on your end of day markup template. So it's a nice way to come back and see all the data that you've collected. And then taking it one step further, you can also at the end of the week unhide everything on, let's say, the 15-minute and just see it all play out. But yeah, in the 4-hour, I don't hide anything. I'll just remark this up. Basically, not much changes day to day. So you just add in the new bits, and then at the beginning of the following week, I'll just delete it all. And then on the Monday, I'll remark it up with a fresh mind, and then just dig into the lower time frame ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you get value from this video. This is my first one, so take it easy on me. And yeah, let's smash out the rest of Q3, ready for Q4.